Dude, there's no way. You bench 300 pounds. Dude, I saw you in Nassau in that weight room. You did not bench at 300. There's no way. I highly doubt that. The Rock can do like 5 times that. Yeah, I know. No, we're on the air apparently. Yes, we are talking about weightlifting because we are going over Pain and Gain. Yes, The Rock's new movie, which is probably his like fifth of the year, and he still has like what 3 left, something like that. Well, I know he has Fast 6 coming out soon, so we'll see about that. Well, Pain and Gain. It's his recent one, so let's do this. The storyline. Well, this storyline was based on truth. So apparently, this film was based on a true story, which by the end I was kind of shocked by that fact. It really didn't seem it was realistic, but apparently it was, and it actually works. This story is actually a decent story to have a good concept for a film. And since it's a true story, it raises questions that I always ask in these types of films, because sometimes they never get answered within the film or within my research that I do after the film. Uh, those questions are: what were they allowed to show? What needed to be taken out? What parts were real? What was embellished? Here's the deal: when a true story film is out there, I go all out trying to find the actual story of what happened. At least to the extent of what can be true, like what can be true about it. What is true about the film? What did they use? And it was hard because this story is actually under wraps. It's very confidential. Uh, these these two people, three people, they decided to steal money from a rich man and use it for themselves, and then go on a freaking murder spree. Basically, they killed 2 people. They chopped up the second victim, and they threw him in the ocean. This story has basically pretty much this is it's a story that we've all known. We've always seen him in murder, suspense thrillers, stuff like that. Crazy people just go all nuts and just kill people. This basically just has sane people with the same elements. They kill people for the money. That's basically what it was. They got in trouble, they panicked, and they killed people. Again, realistic to the T, obviously, and it just went from there. It's mostly, like I said, it's mostly the base of the story is true. The a tricked guy They tricked a guy into money with a scam, and they went too far and murdered people with his 2 accomplices. Which is, like I said, it's actually a good concept for a film. It just makes it realistic that well, and it's real, and that actually happened. So it actually it gave it an edge to think, oh shit, it actually happened. It could possibly happen again, and I'm probably sure it does. I'm not surprised with the people I meet and with the people that are out there. You know, just look at the news. Lately it's actually batshit crazy out there. And the thing is, when you're bringing in a good cast like this one, forget it. It's hilarious. With the hilarity leading this charge here is The Rock, and not Dwayne Johnson. I don't know that guy. It's The Rock. And then you have funny man Mark Wahlberg. You have Gangster Squad's own Mr. Anthony Mackie, and with Tony Shalhoub and Ed Harris. I mean, how can you not be intrigued by this point? Now there are more that you'll recognize. These are just the main ones that I'm telling you, because they're the main target for your viewing. Those are the main targets, as well as Rob Corddry, because he's one of the people that actually gets arrested at the after the hearings, after they find them guilty. He actually, because I guess he does. I forgot what it said. It must have been fugitive something. Like they kept him in fugitive, and they kept him behind it, so he was technically involved. But it was interesting to see Rob Corddry in this film, even though it's not really. It's definitely a character that he usually does play. You know, the neurotic, upbeat person. He's always yelling and cursing, which is what this character was. Um, all did well with their roles. Although The Rock should have known his role better. Well, maybe not better, but it wasn't a normal role for for him to play. He plays a crack addict, religious ex-con, and he's very sensitive. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not the type of character The Rock usually plays. I mean, if you look at his his roles in in his past, he's done the game plan, the rundown, what Tooth Fairy. I mean, yes, some of these are sensitive, but they're also badass roles, except for maybe the Tooth Fairy. Let's just be honest here. No man wants to see The Rock in a tutu. That was just wrong. But seriously, his role and GI Joe. I mean, hello. The man is he's a wrestler. He was the WWE champion a while ago. He it was very interesting to see a man of his stature in a role that completely would takes him out of his element. And from what I'm hearing, he actually loved playing this role. It was actually a joy for him to actually do this. But this is what I love about some actors like The Rock. The Rock, some actors they tend to go for roles that aren't normally aren't normally them, and they take it to a level where you won't recognize them at all, which is what I got from here, and I loved it. What I did like about this film though is it was at its paces. It was on its pace that aren't too fast or too slow, but it would switch from time to time. The pace of the film is what keeps you involved through it. Throughout the whole film, with a kind of a side order of a funny cast. But the main problem is that the main reason you see this film is probably most likely for the cast, and it doesn't hurt that the fact that Michael Bay directed it. And I know I kept saying it, but I hate when films are being seen for cast and not for its merit. I know, not to say you shouldn't see this, that they should look at movies at what they're, you should really just. What I'm trying to say is, go to movies because you want to see them, not just because Wahlberg is in it, or you love Tom Welling or something. Go see a film because it's a good film to watch. Like Percy Jackson. When I first saw it, I read the first book, and I only saw this movie because I read the book, and I love the book is amazing, and the movie is just as good and just as fantastic. And I saw it because of its merit and because I read the book, not because of the cast. Because considering I didn't even know the cast, the only one I knew, I didn't actually, I don't even know anybody in that film, to be honest with you, except for the teacher. That's pretty much it. But you definitely should see movies for its merit and not for casting it. Here's the deal. Although I like the concept and then I like that it was a true story, most of these true story films do well and they are actually good. It was all in all an interesting film with interesting people. It's a fun weekend film. Wahlberg and Rocky are awesome, and to my surprise, not of a lot of explosions. I know I'm very ashamed to see a Michael Bay film without at least 6 explosions within 3 hours, maybe more. But I didn't even know you can pull off a film with less, like I said, less than 2 explosions. Um, we were all shocked by that point. But nonetheless, I do recommend it. Like I said before, it's a great weekend film. Just a warning though, it's very odd and weird, and a weird film. If you see it, you'll understand why I'm saying this. But check it out. Do not bring the kiddies. I definitely think you should not bring the kiddies to this one. It is rated R, so make sure you check it out. When you can. So let's go back to business. Garbarians. Garbarians Unite. Because if you like my videos, give it a thumbs up right here. I don't know where. I never do. Uh, Somewhere, make sure you also share them on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Make sure you use the Gare Bear review hashtag. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my to my channel right here. Give it right there. Let's see, the next one, I keep saying it's going to be Oblivion, but obviously I keep getting sidetracked and not being able to see it. But I did get to see Iron Man 3, so suck it! Yes, I did get to see Iron Man 3, so make sure you check out the next Scare Bear review.